Hello and welcome to Optimal Happiness YouTube channel. My name is Roman Russo. I'm the author of Optimal Happiness, the fastest and surest way to achieve your happiest potential. And in this channel, I want to give you many different videos on this topic, happiness, and how to achieve it in the best and fastest possible way. This is a personal quest for me because for many years I have been struggling with unhappiness and depression even. At a young age, I even had contemplated suicide several times. I never went on through with it, even attempt. But so I consider myself lucky, but I know that there are people out there who might have been in the situation. And we know from scientific psychological literature that no happy person commits any violent act of aggression towards others or themselves. I'm talking about not even verbal. So, many of the problems today can be resolved with a little bit more happiness in the world. So this is almost became a personal mission for me to teach people, maybe like yourself, to become happier. Why? Because if you are happier, then the world gonna become a better place for everybody. And I guess this is my way of contributing to the world, and maybe a little bit of value here right in this video to explain what optimal happiness really is. To understand this, you need to go back to 1879 to this gentleman called William Wundt, and he was a first person who studied psychology in a scientific laboratory. And he studied for about 120 years, and this period we call it traditional psychology. That's psychology that deals with the negative aspect of human experience, how to not to suffer, essentially, how not to have depression, all that stuff. But then in the year 2000 comes this other gentleman called Martin Seligman, and he says, well, after 120 years of this, we have seen some progress, but not as much progress as people wanted to have. So he said that while you can cure negative emotions, that doesn't automatically mean that people start flourishing, right? So it's negative emotion curing negative emotion doesn't translate automatically into having more positive ones. So he said, okay, let's start with this new field called positive psychology, which dominated the psychology until today. And in my experience, I've studied positive psychology, and I wasn't still happy as I wanted to be, right? So I always thought that, hey, maybe I missed the explanation of how to be as happy as you can be, essentially, right? Because we don't just want to deal with our negative emotion, which is the job of traditional psychology, right? Or we don't just want to be happier, as it is a job of positive psychology, but we want to be as happy as we can be, which is now a job of optimal happiness. Because honestly, nobody's talking about this. This answer, which I'm gonna present to you in these videos, in this channel, in my book, in my program called The Last Course on Happiness You Will Ever Need, is how to be as happy as you want. Because now let's go back to another gentleman called Aristotle. You probably have heard about him. He said that happiness is number one goal. Why is it number one goal? It's because everything we do for the sake of being happier or not to have negative emotions. Again, thinking up here about traditional psychology versus psychology, right? So for example, if you buy car insurance, it is to protect you against a negative outcome. So reduce the negative, right? If you buy a sweet, that's to increase your pleasure, so improve your positive outcome, right? But we have been doing a lot of things as a society to kind of improve our state of well-being. Almost virtually every act that you can have is correlated to certain improvement or reduction, disimprovement of your state of well-being, right? And so that's why Aristotle says it's happiness number one goal, because we measure our life depending on how happy we are, right? But yeah, again, if you've been doing as much as everybody else has been doing, you've been trying to become happier yourself with limited success, for example, there is another phrase it's coined, which is happiness is evasive. Maybe you have heard it, meaning that one day you're happy, the next day you're unhappy, and there is like almost no way to maintain that high level of happiness. It is because people just been following this random advice which presented by media, by marketing, by gurus. And I've read personally pretty much every book on happiness. I've seen every TED Talk on happiness. I've seen many YouTube videos. I've talked to multiple people. I have been coaching many people as a traditional psychologist or like an optimal happiness psychologist, right? And I realized that nobody has this formula. Again, nobody's talking about this. Nobody knows how to become as happy as you can be, to achieve your personal happiest potential. And again, it comes back to my personal desire to make this world a better place, and personal desire to be as happy as I can be. And since I have the formula, since I know how to be this happy person, not bragging here, I just have this formula. It's like, and I look at these people everywhere, and people committing like basic mistakes, and then they kind of say, well, I'm not as happy as I wanted to be, right? Which is what I used to be. So it became almost like a moral obligation to create this program, to create this YouTube channel, to promote myself on virtually any social media that I can, to reach as many people as possible, to make everybody's lives better. Because even like now that you're watching this, you're starting on this journey, which is actually the journey that you've been always on. You've been always seeking for happiness in one form and another, and I can give you the formula of how to be as happy as you always wanted to be. So resolve this part of your life once and for all. Again, you can watch YouTube channel, you can read my book, you can attend my course, and every program, every channel gonna be a little bit different, and that's good. That's why we have multiple social media, right, platforms. And in this YouTube channel, I will use it appropriately, again, to deliver the information that I believe will make most impact on people's life. And my commitment here, I guess, I was thinking about it, is 1 video per week. It's a big commitment, since again I have every other commitment going on here at the same time, but I really want to do this, and I want to give you like quality information, not again like another 10 tips on how to be happier. What is another 10 tips? Is like buy a car, do yoga exercise, eat healthy. You have heard of that, right? Everybody have heard of that. And like if you just pick up another book on happiness, you will see that it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? Is because we've tried all of this and we are still not as happy as we wanted to be. So yeah, this YouTube channel will try to solve some of the questions. Again, if you want to go in depth, if you want to resolve certain problems, you can again buy the book, attend the program, coach with me one-on-one. But this YouTube channel will have tons of value, tons of important videos that you can watch. And yes, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, like the next videos, and I see you soon on this journey. So stay happy.